Hello, I'm Bill Bixby.
Have you considered using a female Hulk on your show,
I've
William?
considered it.
And that's as far as it went?
That's as far as it went, right. Because a female Hulk would be bigger than I.
Oh, Billy. Hey, what did they do to your eyes to get you to look like that?
Well, first, we use larger than normal contact lenses. And they're painted white with a green ring around the outside. And my prescription is in the little center black dot. And because I haven't worn contact lenses in so long, and Lou never wore contact lenses, Lou Ferrigno never wore contacts before, they have a Novakit out that will last about 20 minutes. So you put that in first, and it totally Novacates the eye, but you can only do it for so long, and then the eyes dilate so much you can't look at light. So there's a drawback there.
You know, I'm curious about what has happened to the Hulk, because from the first program, I wasn't sure which way he was going. He seemed kind of like a force let loose. Well, I remember him picking up on the original pilot and throwing the child in the water, and it looked like he was heading for no good. Now he seems to be on the side of the good guys.
Well, he didn't throw a child in the water. What he did, he was a child because his appearance was so awesome, ran away from him, got in her boat, and fell in the water. He broke a tree down trying to save her, and then her father, seeing the creature, shot the Hulk in the arm.
Yeah, that's
and his
right.
response was to charge the man. But all he did was he broke the weapon and then picked the man up and threw him into the lake, but he did not hurt the man.
Well, but was he heading in that direction? In
No.
other words?
No, that was one of the first cardinal rules, because obviously if the Hulk let loose were evil or were to hurt people, Dr. Banner would have to immediately go to the police and say, I must turn myself in. And we could never have continued with the series.
Well, it's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde kind of quality, of course.
Except that Mr. Hyde was evil. And the Hulk is not evil. He is rage manifested in a physical form, only focused on what made him angry to begin with. But once he has solved that problem, he's a fish out of water. He is lost, helpless as a child, wandering around trying to find out. He has no idea how he got here or why he is here.
Well, from an actor's point of view, is the Hulk becoming so awesome that you have to deal with him? In a sense, is he taking over? Is he getting as much attention as you, the star, and you've got to deal with that?
Oh, you mean personally?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't make any difference to me. That's like saying some actors won't work with dogs or children or the American flag, because the whole adage is all three can upstage you. That's hardly a concern of mine. As far as I'm concerned, the whole world can love the Hulk for what he is and forget that I'm in the show. That's not really relevant to me. In terms of our contest, it's going to be very interesting. The first movie this TV season, our opening movie, I will face the Hulk personally, one-on-one. I won't tell you how we do it, but when you see it, it's going to be quite fascinating.
But if he is you, how can you do that?
Isn't that enough to make you tune in, folks? Huh? That's the point. I'm not going to tell you how it happened, but it does happen, and we start shooting that picture next week. I'm very excited. It's the finest script we've ever had so far.
Is Lou Ferrigno as big as he looks?
Absolutely. He is, when he gets close to you, your total peripheral vision.
Oh, my goodness.
He is just gigantic. He is a very unique human being, obviously. And it's marvelous because there are very few, for bodybuilders, there's a very limited theatrical entree. And this is the perfect role for Lou. And I'm really glad it's worked out so well.
Is he 7 feet tall?
No. I think Lou is, pardon me, I think it says 6'5".
Oh, he's that big, huh?
He's somewhere between 6'3" and 6'5". It's hard to know. I can't.
Well,
there's a point at which you don't care anymore. He's so big.
What does his face look like? We always see it so badly distorted.
He's a good-looking young man. I went to his wedding just before we finished last season and everything, and saw him all dressed up and entirely different person. It must be very frustrating for him because here he is, the Hulk, and then he takes off his makeup and
nobody knows him.
Well, you sort of recognize the body, you know. But still, his face has not become that
You know,
nothing.
I love that program. I adore it. And I don't adore too many programs, but that one I watch every Friday night. I say, oh, the Hulk's coming on, the Hulk's coming on. And I love the Hulk in particular because, of course, since he can't talk and he's not supposed to be particularly bright, I loved, if you'll recall tonight when he landed the 747, and here he is sitting listening to the tower, and he's going, and they're telling him to turn to a heading of 360 degrees.
Hitting.
Oh, and he lands a big 747 even though he's not capable of doing
But
it.
the person that saved the Hulk's life was the boy who knew how to, and the boy was Brandon Cruz, who played Eddie on The Courtship of Eddie's Father. So I found it quite fascinating that in the long run, and I had requested this by the producers, I said, oh God, we got to use Brandon, because I always helped him and Eddie's father, and suddenly here he's not only grown up, he came to the Hulk, and he saved me.
You have had a whole list of incredible successes. Really?
I've been very fortunate. I don't know if I'm supposed to kick something here, but I have been very, very fortunate that I've had, I've always tried to do adult shows that children could watch, as opposed to childish shows that adults are forced to watch. And I think that's exactly what has happened to the Hulk, too. Eddie's father, certainly, and the magician, you know. And so I've been very lucky, but you're only as lucky as the people that surround you and the scripts. If you don't have that first, you don't have anything at all.
Well, you got a great show and may it stay on a long time.
Thank you. I hope, I'm getting angry.
The Incredible Hulk with the very charming Bill Bixby.